Hey people, it's Eric OG here. Time to give the review of my Ultimate Weight Gain Challenge. So, I hope you followed me along the journey. It was 4 weeks to put on 4 kilos of healthy weight. Now, I really enjoyed the challenge, and I want to say thank you to everybody who supported me along the way, gave me words of encouragement. And yeah, I enjoyed the challenge, and I look forward to doing more. Now, as I said when I was going along the challenge, I'm just going to go through exactly some of the finer details of what I was doing and how I was able to achieve the 4 kilos. Now, first of all, I just wanted to point out, or I just wanted to stress to everybody, the reason why I did this challenge is just to show you that if I'm able to do something like this, then you too are able to make those changes in your fitness or your health that you've always wanted to do but thought there's not a lot, you didn't have enough time. And that's the reason why I set that criteria for the challenge. So if you remember, the criteria was I could only exercise a maximum of 5 or 6 days per week. Now I only exercised 5 days a maximum per week. And that just shows you that you can fit in if I'm able to put on 4 kilos of weight in 4 weeks from just exercising 5 days a week, then you should be able to do it, do the goal to achieve your fitness goals by exercising 5 days a week while you're working, or even 3 times a week, which would also be enough time to do whatever you want to do. I have a criteria, maximum of 2 hours of exercise. So, like I said in the first video, the maximum amount of time that I usually want to exercise is only 45 minutes to an hour. And during the challenge, sometimes what I would do was 45 minutes of cardio work, where I might have gone for a jog, and then later on in the day, I'll do another 45 minutes of resistance work. So it's a nice way to break up your routine. And also, what you could do is when you're doing your own fitness goal or fitness challenge, is do exercise, do some cardio work on your way home from work or to school, and then do gym work or resistance work later on in the day as well. Okay, now one of the criteria, making sure that my diet was balanced. I wasn't doing a special type of diet, so again, showing you that you don't need to make huge changes to your diet to achieve your fitness goals. And also, because I was eating food that I normally eat, it wasn't costing me more money. I had a shopping budget, and I still kept within my weekly shopping budget. And yeah, so the criteria was there just to show you that you are able to make those changes that you want without having to dedicate your whole life to going to the gym or to changing your diet drastically. Okay, now when I was along the challenge, I did get a few questions from people, which I was very happy to answer. And I thought that I've picked the 5 best the 5 best questions, because I felt that those 5 questions really fitted in or really explained my challenge fully. So, first question that I got was, what did I eat? Now, a good example of what I was eating, I was using an app called MyFitnessPal. You can download it, or you can use it on the internet. It's called MyFitnessPal, and that records down all of the food that you're taking. I had it on my phone. All I did was scan a barcode of a product, and then it puts the nutritional information up for you. So I set my goal of initially in the first week I was aiming to take in 3,300 calories. Then I upped it to about 3,400. Next week 3,500, and on the last week I was taking in about 3,800 calories per day. So I'm just going to give you an example of what I ate on a typical day. This was when I was aiming to take in 3,800 calories per day, and I'd start my day off by having breakfast, which was muesli Muesli has a lot of calories in it, but they're good calories. Doesn't have a high amount of fat inside it. So I'll start with muesli with a banana inside it, and semi-skimmed milk. Lunchtime, I'd have a plain bagel, sausages. Now make sure if you're having sausages, you're getting the low fat type. Sausage as low fat, and also get a high amount of meat inside it. So the sausages I was eating had about 70 to 80% pork inside it, so they're quite good for you. So yeah, bagel with sausages, a bit of cheese inside it as well, and I would actually have 3 bagels. That would be my lunch, 3 bagels. Then later on in the day, I would snack on some fruit. So fruit I was having was Sharon fruit, oranges. Again, that particular day I had another bagel with some sausages inside it again. Bagels are one of my favourite things to have, so I don't mind having it twice in a day. I also had, later on in the day, I had a tin of baked beans, and I had a few peanuts. And then for dinner, I had a Thai curry with hot wings, some vegetables, and then some garlic bread. So that's a typical meal that, that's a typical day that I was, of what I was eating. So you see, it's quite simple things that I was having, and that added up to the 3,000 calories. What I would say is definitely what helped me along was having that MyFitnessPal, just to calculate how much calories I was taking in through the day. So I would know if I was on track or if I needed to have something a bit more. So if I had ate everything through the day, then I wanted to have, or I was still just a few calories short of the 3,800, then I could have like a piece of fruit, which would get me up to that total. So I found that very, very helpful. And what you have to do is just keep taking your same diet, but just up it a bit. Next question was, what were my portion sizes? Now, as a rough guide for the portion sizes, I was taking in, on a typical plate, I was having about 250 grams of carbohydrates. That's either rice or pasta, chips as well, oven baked chips. As a rough guide for that, you can say that's about a handful size of carbohydrates. Then on top of that, I'd have a piece of meat, so like a chicken thigh, or maybe sometimes I'll have two chicken thighs. Have some vegetables with it as well. And then that's usually my portion size. I didn't want to have over 300 grams of carbohydrates, because that usually would be too big. So that's about rough portion sizes that I was having. So I hope that answers your question on portion size. Next was, what exercises was I doing? Now, as I talked about earlier, I was doing those large compound exercises. So that's exercises that are using multiple body parts and focusing on the large muscle groups. So things like deadlifts, bench press, squats, pull-ups, things like that. So each day I was focusing on doing one of those big compound movements. So for a typical week, I might do Monday I might have been focusing on doing bench press. Tuesday I'd focus on doing deadlifts and pull-ups. Wednesday it would be a circuit that I would use multiple movements, and then Thursday and Friday I might do either a repeat bench press again, or I'd do another type of exercise that focus on a different part of the body, doing some sort of circuit. And that's all I had to do. I would usually only do 45 minutes of that sort of exercise. The weight, when you're trying to increase your muscle mass, the most important thing is that you're getting your form correct. And when I say form, I mean the execution of the exercise. It's not as important about the weight that you can do. Doing higher weight will make you get stronger, but it won't necessarily make your maximize your muscle size increase. That's why there's the best examples of that is the difference between bodybuilders and Olympic weightlifters. And bodybuilders may look more ripped and muscly than weightlifters, but the weightlifters are stronger. Mainly because the weightlifters are focusing on the amount of weight that they can lift. The bodybuilders are focusing on their form and maximizing their muscle strength. So when you're doing any particular sort of exercise, if you're trying to increase your muscle mass, try to focus on getting your form perfect, even if that means lowering down the weight that you're doing, just as long as you're getting that form correct. So what I would do is I would aim to do 4 or 5 sets of 10 repetitions, and I'd make sure I have to get the form perfect. Then I'd start to increase. Once I've got the form perfect, and when I feel that I can go over 10 repetitions, then I would put the weight up. But again, the most important thing you have to focus on is getting those your form correct. Right, next question was how have my energy levels changed? Now, since I've put on the weight, I've actually felt that I've had more energy. Maybe that's because from the amount of food that I'm taking in, I feel I have a high amount of energy to burn. So I've actually felt that I've got more energy. I think that's also partly, usually when people put on weight, and if it's unhealthy weight, so if you're putting a lot of fat weight, then that's basically going to be sucking your energy away, because your body has to move a greater mass. But because I put on more lean weight, my muscles are stronger, they're higher mass, so then I feel that I can work even more efficiently. So I've actually felt my energy levels have been higher since I've done the challenge. The last question was, what was the most difficult part of the challenge? Do you know what? The most difficult part of the challenge was actually increasing my calorie intake in that first week. I think I probably increased it by about 700 calories to the amount that I was taking in previously. So just getting used to making sure every day I was recording the amount of calories I was taking in, and making sure I was sticking to that total that I needed. That's what I found the most difficult. But after that first week, I got used to it, and then I was able to do it I was able to do it easily. So I think it was just getting used to the change of doing the challenge that was the hardest part. Or I can say, because I don't exercise in the gym, I actually exercise at home, and I exercise outdoors. So I think probably exercising outdoors when it was raining, that might have been the second hardest thing that I had to do. But yeah, so that's all the questions, and I think that those questions really did capture the challenge. I was very happy to do it, and I hope they can inspire you to do a bit more as well, or to inspire you to get to to go for those fitness goals that you want. And you know, you can get support from me and from the rest of my team to help you do it as well by just sending me a message. Look at www.oglifestyles.co.uk and find out a bit more about us over there. And in the new year, I'm going to be doing another challenge. It's going to be something centered around weight loss, because that's what everybody's going to be focusing on around that time of the year. And also other challenges after that as well. But keep tuned, subscribe to the challenge, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Alright, take care.